And then, the data on gold, because, how do you protect yourself during these times, right? So how do you acquire the assets that the Fed or the government is going to allow to go up in price and can't stop from going up in price, right? So we've talked over and over recently about the bond vigilantes no longer can exist. We talked about the gold bugs that used to also cause the government to be honest, like they weren't allowed to print so much money. They kept integrity to the money printing machine. Well, some data on the gold situation, because like $1.9 trillion is now just printed in this past week. And what does gold do? Down, right? Slowly, then all at once, Bitcoin flips gold at $550,000. So keep your eye on that. But just comparing Bitcoin to gold over the last 12 months, gold is now at 0%. It's fallen back to where it was at the beginning of the pandemic, beginning of 4 trillion printed by the government last year, 1.9 trillion printed today. So that's $6 trillion that's been printed in those 12 months. 6 trillion. The market cap of gold is only 8 to 9 trillion. So it's printed all of that and nothing. It hasn't moved. Bitcoin is up 574%, probably about in line with money supply growth.
Right. Well, it proves again that the price of gold does not enjoy free price discovery. Whereas Bitcoin does. So Bitcoin is proving what many have said for years, going all the way back to the Gold Antitrust Action Committee when we first started talking about them 18 years ago. The price of gold is manipulated. It doesn't have true price discovery. And Bitcoin does, and Bitcoin is showing you what the money printing is doing. Now, when you have assets on your books and all the money printing is allowing those assets to go up in price, is that good? I mean, you can't take your house down to the grocery store and eat it, right? It's good because you can borrow against it.
Yes.
And if interest rates are near zero, then you've got the ability to print your own money. I remember living in the UK during the housing boom. People had their house tied to their bank account. And every month, the value of the house was said to go up another 2%. And the bank would let you borrow another 2% right out of your bank account and charge you a fairly low rate of interest. And so interest rates have created a divide. And really the grounds for a new civil war, I think, because those who are allowed to get those 0% interest rates get them through political favoritism, not through merit. Those who are being subjected to high interest rates and being cut out of the asset market, that is also a political ploy by those in power to get more for themselves and to destroy the fabric of the economy. And that's heading into serious trouble.
Well, I will end this, we'll wrap this up on a more positive note in terms of what this also could indicate in terms of Bitcoin versus gold, because the final chart as well is Bitcoin at a new all-time high versus gold. So it's now 33 ounces it costs to buy 1 Bitcoin. And that is the transfer of what Paul Tudor Jones said, why he's a gold investor, but he's also a Bitcoin investor, because Bitcoin is a bet on the future of humanity and the future of human ingenuity. And if we are, part of the problem with the global financial system, especially in the US, disintegrating at the moment, is the boomers dying off and their Ponzi scheme disintegrating. Whereas the millennials and Generation Z coming online, they're the Bitcoiners. This is them choosing to not try to hold up the boomers' Ponzi scheme. They're saying, forget that. Why go into, why rack up $150,000 in student debts so that grandpa might sell his house for the fictional price he thinks he could do it? I'm not going to do that, right?
Right. It's one country, but two systems. Geez, where have I seen that before?